Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard, Black in the Philippines with the truth. I'm going to welcome you to my channel, all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, all my peaches, triggers, lovers, haters, commenters, scallywags. Each and every one of you, I welcome you to my channel and thank you for taking the time to join me. You know, um, you know what gets me? It's clout chasing, not cloud chasing. I say always cloud chasing. It's clout chasing. But you know what got this is what I can't stand is because it's playing on my emotions. You understand what I'm saying? This one I saw this morning. It says 5 minutes ago, sad news for Stevie Wonders. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And Stevie Wonder is a phenomenal artist. He's done tremendous contribution to the music industry. And then to hear the sad news, I mean, oh my God, what happened to little Stevie? You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, nothing, there's nothing sad. There's nothing misfortune or anything that happened. They just go through a little bit of history, and at the end they say Stevie Wonder has made a huge contribution to the music industry. And that's it. But in the meantime, you got me all riled up, waiting to have the bomb dropped about one of my favorite artists. You see, I don't know a lot of you, Generation Z's, X, or Q's, whatever you want to call yourself, understands the importance of our music and how it's been to us. I was watching the Stylistics perform this morning, Blue Magic, the Dramatics, watching their live performances. You got to understand these artists mean a lot to us. Although a lot of them aren't the original artists, but yet still, you know, watching them perform takes us back, and we love these artists, and to see how someone can take advantage of our emotions by claiming that something tragic has happened with them is outright irresponsible. But anyway, enough of that. I've had a lot of girls in my life. I made it no secret that I've always hung around girls, because I was never a brother that they were called to play basketball or play basketball with, shoot pool with, or go rob a store, or anything. I was never one of those brothers who got called on and off the time when I started speaking. They say, "Who are you?" And because I never was from anywhere, my family always moved. My brother and I are 14 months apart, and I can't remember if we ever shared the same school, went to the same school together. Because each time we moved, the grades broke. Where he had to go to another school, I go to another school. So it's one of those things. So it was like when I landed somewhere, it was no sense of my getting to know you. There wasn't no sense, my trying to get close to you, because I knew I wouldn't be here long, and that's a terrible way to raise a child. But anyway, be it as it may, I ended up, on the bus, I couldn't hang out with with the bros and all that stuff like this because I wasn't bro material. So yeah, I hung around with the girls, and so not that I was, anything funny about me. It's just that, it just so happens that they talk to me more than they did. And then once I started talking to the girls and the girls start talking to me, I got them laughing. I'm pretty funny and what have you. Then, okay, you see the bros start hanging around me now because, oh yeah, let's go over there where he is because he's talking to the girls. So the whole thing got switched around. But the reason I bring that up is because, let's see, I've been with Ukrainian, Russian, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese. I've been with racist girls from the Stokies, And it's funny, when I was in the service, those are girls who I was really attracted to. I was attracted to girls who were prejudiced, who didn't like blacks, and they became like zeroing in on because I don't want to be disliked because of the color of my skin. I've gone through that all my life, and here I am in the service, and you want to dislike me because I'm black? Oh no, darling, you don't know anything about black people. So of course, after a period of courting, eventually I ended up with the prize. And then, I remember one saying, I never knew black men Way were like this. I said, yeah, darling. And like the long range, I said, yeah. But that's, but remember, I'm Gerard. I'm not like, all black men are not like me. Hi-yo, Gerard, away. Like this. It was like, I made my mark. I changed your mind like this, like this. But when and I always believed that a brother should always have a fat, ugly white woman in the closet. Excuse me. I hope I didn't hurt nobody's feelings. I hope I didn't touch on nobody's toes. But it always worked for me. To always have one that wears that no matter any time of day, night or whatever, how early, how late. I can always pop in and there'll be a glass of Hennessy waiting for me, a joint, and whatever it is I was partaking in at the time waiting for me. No questions asked, nothing like this, just happy to see me. So it's always good to have one of them in the closet. So anyway, but here in the Philippines, we're very fortunate that we're able to, wow! Okay, I don't know how much of that you got, but I saw Celestine come charging up the steps like this, heading for the wire, and I knew there's no way of stopping it. So all I could do was just let it happen and hope for the best. So anyway, like I'm saying, here in the Philippines, we're very fortunate that where's that, we can find beautiful, attractive women to be with, and don't have to worry about the law, or unless she's married, but then you should worry, or a prostitution, one of those type. It's illegal, but it's, whatever happens. But you're free to walk down the street with them and what have you. But in some countries, it's not. I was looking at this documentary, and this documentary was about Iraq. After 15 years of war, Baghdad and most Iraqis being ran out of Mosul, and especially a whole truckload of single women are left without husbands, without support, or without anyone taking care of them. So what are they to do, And come to find out that now there's a thing that they have called halal. Hala. It's called halal. Halal means that it's permissible by God. And haram is just the opposite, meaning it's not permissible by God. So a lot of the clerics there in Baghdad are taking advantage of these girls by arranging pleasure marriages, pleasure temporary marriages, and that's what it's called. For most of the reason, because if you're caught walking down the street with a woman and she's not your wife, or whatever, because of the morality law that they have, you may be subject to be whooped with a stick, or put in jail or whatever. So the clerics have come up with this thing called a temporary pleasure marriage. And what it is that, the girl agrees that she would be with this guy for one day, a week, or a month. And he would pay a dowry. He would pay the money to her, and she'd give it to her family or whatever, but she would be committed to staying with this guy, for the duration of the time. Over the time, it may not last that long, but he just wants someone who he can take to the hotel, because now he can move around above table. Like he can go into a restaurant, he can go to a plush hotel and say, "This is my wife." Oh, really? Yeah, here's my marriage license, and it's they call it a pleasure marriage, because what you're marrying her for is for pleasure. And although it's frowned upon, you have the civil law, and then you have the Islamic law. And the Islamic law says as long as she's married, you can do what you want with her. But civically, it's wrong because they know it's prostitution. That's what it is. But they are covered religiously from it being so it can be halal, in the eyes of God because they're married. Now, what happens is that a lot of women get tricked. A lot of women, who are, who into these marriages think it's going to last longer, only come to find out that once the guy, pays the cleric and pays her, he might, be with her for one day, gets his rocks off and take off, and she's left, whatever. And oftentimes she can't go back to her family because, if she goes back to her family, she's often shunned. And so as a result, now she becomes another a woman on that list of girls that the cleric will call whenever someone walks into his office and say, I want to make arrangements for a temporary pleasure marriage. What it is. And you can marry as young as 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? 9-year-old girls, 10, 12, you can enter into a pleasure marriage with. And not only that, it's how do you call it? There are certain parameters. If she's a virgin, okay, you can't have face-to-face sex. I'll say it like that without going into too much graphic. But the other way, as long as she can stand the pain, you're free to do that. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how these women are treated. And if she was a virgin, and then she comes to find out that the guy, took advantage of her, if she was to go home, then she would be ostracized, taken away, and killed because she's no longer of value, to the family. She's only valuable if she stays a virgin. Why? Because the family can now, sell her off to a respectable family, for a dowry. So it's crazy. It's crazy how women get treated. It's not so much allowed themselves. I was watching one about the women, the women in Angeles, Philippines, where it's known for the red light district, and it showed a bunch of kids who were fathered by foreigners, Australians, and they're saying, "Hello, Daddy. Come here. I miss you." Like this, I'm a big boy now. You're like this, and then they show this one Black American who's still there, got about 4 kids, and the woman goes there and she says, you're not giving me enough money. He sees the camera, says, "Go away, go away." He says, "No, can I talk to you? Let me talk." "No, go away, go away." And and then she goes to the thing that yeah. He's got about 4 kids, and this is where he stays at, and he doesn't take care of us and anything like that. Yeah. And so and Angeles, it's almost, prostitution is almost, it used to be a lot whiter, a lot more like the Wild Wild West, but now I don't know, I've never been there, although I did want to at one time or another, but for what, if you had one hooker, you had them all, one of those, well, that's not true, but anyway, so I wanted to put this in here. I don't know what the time it is, but I just want to say what the sad state, the life of a woman is in Iraq, and how now clerics are capitalizing on their misery by turning them into prostitution under the legal guidelines of temporary pleasure marriages. And I don't know, Iraqi women are very beautiful too. Okay, so this is Gerard. I'm not giving nobody no ideas, so don't go packing your bags and going to Iraq. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly or pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best for your life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, formerly singing the Temptation One song, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. And never say no. I'll always love you more. I'll talk to you later. Peace.